Hello students. Now today we are going to start our next unit, that is unit 8th. And in this unit, this time we have only two chapters, that is human health and disease, and second one is microbes in human welfare. Right? This unit means biology in human welfare. Two chapters are there. First one is about health and disease, and second is about the microbes which are useful to us. Right? In this unit, what we are going, some information is given here. Biology is the youngest of the formalized disciplines of natural sciences. Natural science means life science, right? And here it is given, biology is the youngest of the youngest one disciplines of the natural science. Progress in physics and chemistry proceeded much faster than biology. Applications of physics and chemistry in our daily life also have higher visibility than those of the biology. We can see anywhere else today. What here I teach you in this digital board. It is also physics and chemistry are involved here. In our daily life, we think about the physics and chemistry, which is involved in lifestyle. Right? Visible. They are visible. And biological means they are not visible, but we understand now today because due to the best information of biology or biotechnology we use today, we know that means involvement of biology in our daily life, right? That is even here. Applications of physics and chemistry in our daily life also have been higher visibility than those of biology. However, the 20th century and certainly 21st century has demonstrated the utility of biological knowledge in furthering human welfare, be it in health sector or in agriculture. And these two sectors is also given in our this unit, in which unit microbes in human welfare, health center and agriculture sector, right? In food, the discovery of antibiotics and synthetic plant derived drugs and other anesthetics have changed medical practices on one hand and human health on the other hand. Also, life expectancy of human beings have dramatically changed over the years. Agriculture practices, food processing and diagnostics have brought socio-cultural changes in human communities. These are briefly described in the following three chapters of this unit. Look here, it is given three chapters. According in old NCERT, we have three chapters. In our old, we can say syllabus, we have three chapters. Means one is food, enhancement of food, right? But this time enhancement food, that second chapter is removed or deleted. We have only two chapters, that is health and disease and microbes in human welfare. Food enhancement is deleted here, but this line is, it is your three chapters of this unit. We have only two chapters this time. Second chapter is deleted, right? Now first, what is given here? You can see one scientist, and he is the father of Green Revolution in India, or we can say Indian Green Revolution. Born in August 1925 in Kumbakonam in Tamil Nadu, right? Monakambus Sambasir Somanathan did his graduation and post-graduation in botany from Madras University, right? He worked in different capacities in large number of institutions in India and abroad and developed his expertise in genetics and plant breeding. This M.S. Swaminathan. The School of Cytogenetics and Radiation Research established at the Indian Agricultural Research Institute IARI, which is located in Delhi, enabled Swaminathan and his team to develop a short duration. This point is important here. What is given here? Team to develop a short duration. You can see here. What is given? Team to develop a short duration, high yielding varieties of rice. Short duration. Lifespan is short, 90 days plant. We know today we have 150 days plant, 120 days plant and 190 days plant. So they develop a short duration, high yielding varieties, right? Production is more, but their lifespan is small, including scented basmati. scented basmati, right? He is also known for the development of concept of crop cafeteria, crop scheduling, and genetically improving the yield and quality. Genetically improving the yield and quality. He also developed many wheat varieties, right, through mutation. Swaminathan initiate collaboration as, for example, Sonora, Sarvati Sonora. Sarvati Sonora is developed by this scientist. Swaminathan initiates collaboration with Norman Borlaug. Norman Borlaug, he is the father of Green Revolution. World. When we consider the world, in world, Norman Borlaug is considered as the father of Green Revolution in case of world. And father of Green Revolution in India, who is there? It is Swami M.S. Swaminathan, which culminated the Green Revolution through introduction of Mexican varieties of wheat. Mexican varieties of wheat, right, in India. This was highly recognized and appreciated. He is also initiator of lab to land. Lab to land. He also. Lab to land means what? They produce different varieties inside the lab, and from lab it come into the public services, into the market, right? So lab to land. Food security, several other environmental programs also. He has been honored with Padma Bhushan or several other prestigious awards, medals, and fellowship by institution of excellence, right? Main thing for Swami M.S. Swaminathan, here what you read, the specific things. First what is there? His team, they developed short duration high yielding varieties of rice, including scented basmati. Second, what is here? Swaminathan, with the collaboration with Norman Borlaug, right? What happens? He introduced the Mexican varieties of wheat in India. That is very important. Norman Borlaug, he is the father of Green Revolution, and M.S. Swaminathan, he is the father of Indian Green Revolution, right? Third one is what is given here? Highly recognized for the appreciated. He is the initiator of lab to land. From lab to land. These are main important points which you should read here, right? Now our first chapter is started, and this first chapter of this unit. Actually, it is chapter 7, but when we consider this unit, so this unit has it. This is the first chapter. Which one? Human health and disease. Here you know this is the antibody structure. In this chapter, we have 5 points to read. 5 points means first, common disease in humans. Second, about the immunity, AIDS, cancer, drugs and alcohol abuses, right? So we start here from first, health, right? Health, it comes from heal, H-E-A-L, right? For a long time means we can say well-being. Health means what? Well-being, mental, social, physical. Simply this, if mentally, socially and physically, well-being is called as health. Simply it is given. Health for so long time was considered as a state of body and mind. A state of body and mind. A state of body and mind where there was a balance of certain humors. Where there was a balance of certain humors. As for example, in our Ayurveda, we have 3 things. Balance of Kapha, Pitta and Vata. Right? Kapha, Pitta, Vata. All the means here in our Ayurveda, what is there? Only they make a balance between these 3 things. These 3 are called humors. What is there? Kapha, Pitta and Vata. Simply is here, certain humors. This is what early Greek who Hippocrates as well as our Indian Ayurveda system of medicine asserted. Balance of certain humor. It was thought that person with black bile, the person with black bile they belong to hot personality. Here, hot personality means they are suffering from fever. Their temperature is their body temperature is always high. Mostly, they are suffering from fevers. Look here, personality and would have fevers. So, who, according to Ayurveda or Hippocrates, black bile belong persons, they have fevers. Mostly, they are suffering from fevers. This idea was arrived at by pure reflective thoughts. There is no experimental or practical proof are there, only pure reflective thoughts. The discovery of the blood circulation. Who discovered the blood circulation? That is William Harvey. William Harvey is also called as father of circulatory system, right? Discovery of circulation of William Harvey, right? That is William Harvey, using experimental method and demonstration of normal body temperature in person with black bile using thermometer. It disproved the good humor hypothesis of health. It disproved the good humor hypothesis of the health. Good humor means what? Balance of some specific humors. Because black bile, person who has black biles, they have also same temperature. That's why it disproved, right? They disproved. What disproved? The black or certain humor hypothesis, right? The latter in the latter year, biology stated, that is important point you have to read, that mind influences, mind, our brain, it influences through neural system by using of its neural system and endocrine system. And endocrine system, we have two coordinator system, and these two coordinator system is neural coordination and chemical coordination. The neural coordination through neural system, chemical coordination is through endocrine system, right? These two systems. By with the help of neural and endocrine system, our mind influences, right, our immune system, and that our immune system maintains our health, right? You understand what is given here? Here what is given? Here it is given that mind, it is our brain, it is the most responsible person by using of two things. Which one? It is neural and second one is endocrine system. Endocrine system. By using up these two, it influences whom? Immune system. They influence immune system, right? And this immune system, it is responsible for the maintenance of health. That is, who is the superior? That is our mind, right? That is our mind. Simply, if we are happy, simply you understand, if we are happy, means dopamines are released. Dopamine is released, right? That is called happiness hormones, oxytocin, dopamine, they are happiness hormones. They release, we feel happy. If we feel happy, we feel energetic, right? Energetic means what? Our immune system is our body, we feel healthy also, right? And if we are depressed, then what happens? Tiredness, everything's there. The neural system, we feel, that means some endocrine, that means some hormones are released, and our neural system also act according to the endocrine, right? So the main who influence our health? That is our mind influence the health with the help of neural and endocrine system, who stimulate the immune system to maintain the health. That is given, right? Hence, mind and mental state. Mind, our brain, and mental state. Which state? We are happy, or we are depressed, or we are sad, or anything there, can affect our health. Who affect our health? Mind and mental state, right? Second, of course, health is affected by, these are our internal part, mind and mental state, normal daily life. But other means the other points are given which affect our health. Which one? First is called genetic disorder. Genetic disorder we get from our parents, right? That means we get it through by birth, right? That genetic disorder. Genetic disorder means what? Deficiencies with which a child is born. We get it from our parents or before birth, and deficiency defect with the child inherits from parents from birth. They come from parents or through mutation. Sometimes they come through mutation also, right? So by birth, so we can say this one as by birth. Infection, acquired. Infection means acquired and active, right? Acquired after birth. Lifestyle, it is our daily routine. Food and water we take, which type of food and water we take. Open market, we go to open market and open food we eat, right? Or we took balanced diet food. Rest and exercise. Some of you go to gym for maintain your health, body, fitness, right? So fitness means physical activity. It is also present in our lifestyle. Or we only take rest at home, right? We give to our bodies habits that we have on lifestyle. That is our lifestyle. Three things are affected our. The first one is genetic disorder. It is come by birth. We cannot do anything about this one. Second is infection. Infection we get after the birth. That is active immunity, innate immunity. That is okay. These are disorders. As for some example for genetic disorder, when we consider some examples, means we know like there may be chromosomal disorders. As for example, Klinefelter syndrome or Turner syndrome or Down syndrome, right? And Philadelphia means Raynaud syndrome. The different type of syndromes are coming. Another means another disorders already we read like that is our phenylketonuria or hemophilia or sickle cell anemia. These come by birth. That is called genetic disorders. Infections. Infectious means we know after some time after this point we are going to read about the infected disease. Means infection means through either it is a viral infection or bacterial infection or fungal infection or maybe protozoan or helminths are there. After birth we get this one. This is called acquired, right? And lifestyle means this is our daily routine. The term health is very frequently used for every body, but according to what WHO, what is given? How do we define it? Health does not simply mean absence of this disease. Disease means what? Disease, it comes from dis plus ease. Disease, you know, dis plus EASE, easy. Feel easiness. If you feel easiness, then that means you have no disease. But if you are not feel easiness, right, then that means what? You are suffering from some disease. Dis-ease, right? Or physical fitness. What is given here? Not simply means absence of disease or physical fitness. It could be not simply means, right? It could be defined as state of complete physical, mental and social well-being. Three things is given. One, physical, mental and social well-being. When people are healthy, then they are more efficient at work, and this increases productivity and brings economic prosperity, right? Health also increases longevity of peoples and reduce infant and maternal mortality, right? Means they live, their lifespan is also increased, they live long. Now here, balanced diet, personal hygiene, how we could get ourselves fit or healthy. What is given? Balanced diet, first is given here. Balanced diet, second, personal hygiene, cleanliness, regular exercise, all these things for blood circulation, right? Balanced diet, personal hygiene, regular exercise are very important to maintain good health. And a very old tradition, that is yoga. Yoga has been practiced since time immemorial to achieve physical and mental health. Here it is saying, through yoga we achieve physical and mental health. And you go to gym, from gym what you achieve? You achieve physical health, muscular health, not physical. We are not saying only physical, but muscular health. You go to gym for what? Muscular health. But yoga means physical and mental health. You feel relaxedness here, right? Awareness about disease and their effect on different bodily functions. First, vaccinations, also called as immunizations, against infectious diseases, proper disposal of waste, control of vectors, and maintenance of hygiene in food and water resources are necessary for achieving good health, right? Necessary for achieving good health. For personally, from, but balance has to health. Another means what happen? Awareness of it is for social. Here to here. Vaccination and awareness of disease and their effect. Third, proper disposal of waste, control of vectors, maintenance of hygiene in food and water resources. These are social works. What we should do, right? And these for personal work. Balanced diet, what you eat, your food, personal hygiene, your personal hygiene, and regular exercise, only you, that is for only you. So these are our personal healthiness and yoga also, right? And when we consider the social, so social means it start from here. All the public means awareness about disease and their effect on different. Second, vaccination. Third, that is immunization, proper disposal of waste, control of vector and maintenance of hygiene in food and water resources. In food and water means for personal, but for resources means for public, right? Now next point is even here. When the functioning of one or more organs or organ system of the body, when the functioning of one or more than one organ or organ system of the body is adversely affected, characterized by appearance of various signs and symptoms. Various signs and symptoms. That signs and symptoms are different, right? We say that we are not healthy. That means we have a disease. And I tell you, disease means we are not feel easy. We can understand. Disease can be broadly grouped into two: infectious and non-infectious. Infectious disease and non-infectious disease. Infectious disease means, as for example, cholera, typhoid, malaria, right? Because infectious disease means we are infected with specific pathogens, right? And second is non-infectious, means here pathogens are not involved. Our daily routine, first. Second, it may be from genetic disorder, right? These are non-infectious. As for example, diabetes, cancer, right? Disease which are easily transmitted from one person to another person, they are called as infectious disease. Infectious disease are very common and every one of us suffer from these at some time or other. Simply we know common cold, it is an infectious disease, that is from rhino, and every person, no one means escape itself from this common cold. We are suffered. Sooner or later we will suffer. Some of the infectious disease like AIDS are fatal. This time, fatal. Among non-infectious disease, cancer is major cause of death, and we will read these two diseases in this chapter, but in next point, right? Another point. Which one disease? AIDS, one infectious disease, and another cancer, which is non-infectious disease. Drugs and alcohol abuse also affect our health as well as our society. So we will read this one also, right? The last point. Now some common disease is given in NCERT, and you have to read all these common disease, right, which is present in our NCERT. You need not to go outside the NCERT, because for NEET exam is what? This NCERT is, it is okay. We need not to go any other, right? But one thing is there. Each line by line you have to read. Okay. A wide range of what is one common disease in humans. What are the common disease? Simply when we consider how many agents, pathogens. How many pathogens are there? How many types of pathogens are there, or how many classes of pathogens are there? When we start from smaller one to larger one, so we have infectious agent means first one is our prions. Prions means what? They are proteins, abnormal proteins, right? As for example, Kuru disease or BSC, bovine spongiform encephalopathy, right? Second is our virus, viral infection. Many infections are there. As far we can say poliovirus simply. Third is our bacteria, bacterial disease. As for example, typhoid is given in our NCERT. Next one is our protozoan. As for example, here amoebiasis or malaria is very important, right? Helminths. Helminths means nematodes, cystodes, like here Ascaris, Ascaris. Another one is our, that is filaria worm. Next one is our tapeworm or liver fluke, and fungi, right? Trichoderma is for example here. Trichophyton, sorry, right? This. We understand here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This prion is protein which is formed inside the body. Other are they are infectious agents: virus, bacteria, protozoan, helminth, and fungi. Right? A wide range of organisms belong to the bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoan, helminths, etc. could cause disease in man. Such disease-causing organisms are called as pathogens. They are called as pathogens. In case of plant, we are saying them pest mostly. So, but these are not disease-causing agents, but they are pest because they eat the plants, right? So they are called as pathogens. Disease-causing organisms are called pathogens because they have antigens, right? And pest means it is another term in which the insect eat the part of the it feed on the plant specific part, right? Pathogens because they have antigens. Most parasites are therefore pathogens as they cause harm to the host by living in or on them. If they are living in, they are called as endoparasite. If they are living on, they are called as ectoparasite. We can consider here endoparasite and ectoparasite, right? In and on. Pathogens can enter our body by various means. Various means through contaminated food or water, through vectors like malaria, right? So different means are there. Some through flies. Multiply and interfere with normal vital activities. They multiply in our body, means they produce, and they also interfere the normal vital activities, resulting in morphological and functional damage. Morphological and physiological damage. Simply we can say functional damage. Pathogens have to adapt to life within the environment of the host. They adopt how, as for example, Ascaris is present in our intestine, and we know Ascaris means it has a thick covering of cuticle layer. Cuticle layer, it protect them from HCl or from digestive enzymes. And they are also adaptation means they have no aerobic response. They shows only anaerobic respiration because intestine air is absent, oxygen is absent simply. And another one is there. They have very simplest form of organ systems are there. They have no locomotory organs are there. Means they have different adaptation for parasites, right, inside the host. For example, The pathogen that enters in the gut must know the way of surviving in the stomach at low pH, 1 or 2 pH, and resisting the various digestive enzymes. As for example, I tell you, all the endoparasites, means although nematode or cystodes, they have a thick cuticle layer which protect them from digestive enzymes inside the gut or inside the stomach. A few representative members from the different group of pathogenic organisms are discussed here along with the disease that caused by them. Some diseases are also given here which is caused by them. Preventive and control measures against these diseases in general are also briefly described. So, which diseases are given here? First disease is our Salmonella. That is pathogen is Salmonella typhimurium or Salmonella typhi, right? And which disease? Typhoid. Now here we are going to discuss about the typhoid disease. Salmonella typhi. What is the name of this pathogen? It is Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhi is a pathogenic bacteria. It is a bacterium, right? Which causes typhoid fever in human beings. This time it is very common, and we know the test from which typhoid test is called Vidal test, right? These pathogens generally enter the small intestine. In which intestine? Small intestine. Small intestine. Through food and water contaminated with them and migrate to other organs through blood. Small intestine, what happens? Small intestine microvilli are present where blood capillaries are present just beneath the epidermis, because here exchange of nutrients happens. This we can say absorption take place in their microvilli, right? Absorption take place. That side they enter into the blood, and through blood they move in whole body, right? Sustained high fever, that is 39 to 40 degrees centigrade. 39 it is in centigrade. Weakness, stomach pain, constipation, headache, and loss of appetite are some of the common symptoms of this disease. Some of the common symptoms of this disease. What symptoms are given here? First, high fever, 39 to 40 degrees centigrade. Second, weakness. Third, stomach pain, constipation, headache, and loss of appetite. We cannot eat more food. Intestinal perforation and death may occur in severe cases. Intestinal perforation. Perforation means pores are formed inside in small intestine, and this is the severe. When pores are formed, that means what happens? That food it come out of the small intestine, right? And death may occur in severe cases, right? Typhoid fever could be confirmed by which test? Vidal test. Which test? Vidal test. Here it is given. Vidal test. A classic case in medicine that a Mary Malone, a case is there. Which one? Mary Malone. Nicknamed is Typhoid Mary. Now it is the nickname is given Typhoid. Why she is called Typhoid Mary? Because it is worth mentioning here. Why it is what? She was a cook by profession and was typhoid carrier, right? Because she did not maintain the hygiene. Carrier who continued to separate typhoid for several years through food she prepared, right? That's why she is called as Typhoid Mary. Person who eat food at that mess, right? They are suffering from typhoid. Why typhoid? Simply today we know that she did not maintain the hygiene. Now bacteria, second one. So this is the first one, typhoid, right? Pathogen is Salmonella typhi, right? Second one thing is it is separate through contaminated food and water. Second one is given bacteria like Streptococcus pneumoniae. First one. Second, Haemophilus influenza. Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza. That one. And Haemophilus influenza. these two, right, are responsible for the disease. Which disease? Pneumonia. Pneumo word. The pneumo word is pneumo word you want, so pneumocytes, right? Pneumo means what? Respiratory. The pneumonia in humans which infect the alveoli, mainly alveoli, where exchange of gases occurs, right? Air-filled sacs of the lungs. As a result of this infection, the alveoli get filled with fluid, leading to severe problem in respiration. We know alveoli, what happens here? You know here, this is our alveoli. If we have mucous membrane here, right? Squamous epithelium is there. What happens? If infection happens, then what happens? A fluid is formed, and this fluid, it is filled in the alveoli. When fluid is filled, then what happens? The air which is coming to here for exchange, that means the remaining sac, means remaining empty place of this alveoli, it is reduced, and that's why happens. It is very hard to exchange of gases, carbon dioxide exchange. That is given here. Severe problem in respiration. The person who is suffering from pneumonia, if the alveoli get filled with fluid, then he feels dyspnea, means first painful breathing is also there. Second thing is also there. What happens? Exchange of gases cannot occurs, right? So severe problem in respiration occurs. The symptoms of pneumonia are fever, chills, cough, and headache. Fever, chills, feeling very cold, coughing is there because fluid is formed here, and headache, right? In severe cases, the lips and fingernails, they turn grey to bluish in color. They turn grey to bluish in color. Why they turn grey to bluish color? Because we know, if due to the deoxygenated blood color, what is the color of deoxygenated blood? It is blue in color, right? And if oxygenated blood means bright red color. Bluish means that means lack of oxygen. So bluish color means that means it is the lack, oxygen is absent in the blood simply. So due to the deficiency of oxygen, this color of nails and lips, because blood capillaries are very near to the skin, right? So first it appears on our nails and our lips, right? What is there? Turned grey to bluish color. That means deoxygenated blood due to the deficiency of oxygen. A healthy person acquires the infection by inhaling the droplets, aerosols released by an infected person, or even by sharing glasses and utensils with an infected person. It is separated through droplets or aerosols, right? Through droplets or aerosols, like this time it was before I think in 1920, right? What happens? Corona tragedies come. The same separate mechanism, same corona and this one infected person, right? Some other disease also given. Bacterial disease. Which disease is given here? Dysentery. First one is given dysentery, plague, diphtheria, etc. Dysentery. Look here, two types of dysenteries are there. One dysentery is called amoebic dysentery. But amoebic dysentery, here it is due to the amoeba and Amoeba histolytica. That is called amoebiasis. And second dysentery, it is a bacterial dysentery, and this dysentery is called shigellosis. Shigellosis, right? Shigellosis. So it is due to the which bacteria? Shigella bacteria. What bacteria? That is due to the Shigella bacteria. Plague. Second is given plague. Plague means Yersinia pestis. Yersinia pestis. Right? Plague, Yersinia pestis, also called as Black Death. Diphtheria. Diphtheria means which disease? It is which pathogen is there? It is Corynebacterium. Diphtheria. diphthery. Corynebacterium diphthery. Sigilosis, plague means Shigella bacteria. Plague means it is through Yersinia pathogens. Yersinia pestis, diphtheria means Corynebacterium diphthery extra are some of the other bacterial disease in man. Do you understand here? Any doubt is there? How many diseases are given here? First is given Salmonella typhoid. Pathogen is Salmonella typhi. Right? Test what is given here? Vidal test. Another is our pneumonia. So two pathogens are given here. Which one? First one is given here, Streptococcus pneumoniae. Second one is given here, Haemophilus influenza. Right? Third disease which is given here, it is dysentery, but bacterial dysentery. Bacterial dysentery is called as sigilosis, right? Through Shigella bacteria. Another one is given plague, which is called as Black Death, right? Plague pathogen is Yersinia pestis. And fifth one is given here, that last one is diphtheria, right? That diphtheria, it is also called as, its pathogen is Corynebacterium diphtheria.